Hey guys, what's up? So, just driving along here, hands-free, sure. And anyway, I've been getting a lot of questions lately, like in the last day, about what Phil drives these days. So I thought I'd just run through that with you real quick and just tell you what he's driving. He ain't driving much right now. He's driving his two left feet. No, I'm kidding about that. But as far as I know, right now, what he has 3 vehicles and a motorcycle. And 2 of the vehicles and the motorcycle are broken. He's got the Plymouth Fury that he bought from me about a year ago, which just broke down. Something happened with the transmission in it. So he's got that. And then he's got that, I guess, he still has that great Dodge pickup that he bought from me about 2 years ago. According to him, you had a problem with the computer and they miraculously fixed it, which I don't believe, but that's what he says. He said they fixed it. Those things, the computers go bad on them just spontaneously pretty frequently, and I didn't have any problems with it, but he started having a lot of problems with it. It would get hot and just, you know, the engine would just stall. It wouldn't restart for about 30 minutes. So according to Phil, all they had to do finally is take the plug out in the ECM and plug it back in, and it was all fixed. So that's what he said. So anyway, allegedly he still has it. I asked him the other day, just trying not to be nosy, I said, can you drive your pickup truck? And he just kind of has that. You can intuit what Phil means, not by what he says, but how he says whatever it is he says. If he says, oh yeah, bud, yep, then there's probably a good chance that it's actually true. But if he says, yeah, like that means probably not. So anyway, and he has that Kia, and that's a sad story. Phil bought that Kia about, what was it, about 5 years ago? Something like that? 4 years ago? 4 years ago, I guess it was. And paid a pretty good price for it. He bought it from a used car dealer. Used car. It was a new car dealer that, you know, they're used car a lot. So he bought it and paid the loan out on it and everything. And as it was getting close to being paid off, I started working on him. I said, Phil, I said, if you don't need that thing, you know, he kept saying, well, I just want to sell it. I just want to sell it. I said, well, you better sell it. You better sell it before something happens to it, because the thing is, see, he had already, that's the third, it's blown up, and it's a third engine that's in it. It's now blown up. And the short story of how it blew up is that when Phil went into the hospital last May with his real bad pneumonia episode, then he was away from the house, and he entrusts everything he owns to these drug-addled, unreliable, thieving bastard people that live up there. And you may say to yourself, well, that sure is harsh to call them that, but it is. That's exactly what they all are. They're all the worst kind of bad redneck people, backwater people there are, that have no regard for anyone, including themselves. So anyway, and so, you know, it couldn't be helped really. Phil had to go in the hospital. He was deathly ill, so it is what it is. But he came back, and he went to go somewhere in his car. Somebody took him to the hospital, so they brought him back home when he finally recovered. So he went to get in his car to his wife, to Plymouth, to go somewhere to get food for the dog, I think. And, you know, just recovering from a major illness. And gets in his car, and the car's been run out of gas by somebody, who knows how, or they siphoned it out. He said they siphoned it out because they didn't have the keys to it. But so he goes to get in the Kia to drive it with the clutch about burned out of it, to drive it to go get dog food. And he gets about a couple miles down the road, and the thing starts knocking. It's out of oil. One of those awful, terrible people up there had drained the oil out in vengeance probably because they couldn't find the keys to it to just joyride it around, use it for their own personal vehicle while he was in the hospital. And so it blew up. It's got a spun rod bearing. So it's sitting there with the oil pan off of it, ready for another engine. And the thing is, let me tell you why that. I know a couple of y'all have disagreed with me, that's fine, but you disagreed with me about helping Phil much anymore. But I want to explain something. Phil has ridden that horse till it died, as far as getting help from everybody, because he doesn't listen. He doesn't listen to anybody. He listens to one person, and that guy's in jail. That's his long-term friend, and they're just friends. That's all it is. Long-term friend that's from Michigan. So Phil's from Michigan, so they're tight like that. You know, they don't get along, but they're tight like that. So that's the only person that Phil tends to listen to about anything. So that Kia is a timing belt engine. That's a 3.5 liter V6, and her interference engine. So Phil got that thing. I said, Phil, you need to start making plans to put a timing belt on that at some point pretty soon. You don't know how many miles it's got on it. And he says, oh yeah, bud, yeah, I'm gonna do it. For about a year and a half, 2 years, he said he was gonna do it. Yeah, bud, yeah, bud, I need to. Yeah, I sure will. Oh, I got somebody might do it. Yeah, somebody might do it for $200. Blah 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 blah. So guess what happened? He backed up to go out one day to go somewhere, and the damn timing belt broke on it and tore the original engine up, bent all the valves in it, or several. So Phil, I'm going to tell you something. Phil, I love Phil, like Phil, love Phil, all that good stuff, but he's a master manipulator. And so what's he do? He goes back up, even though that thing has no real warranty. I think they gave him like a 5,000 mile warranty on it. And it's way out of warranty that they gave him, all that stuff. And this new car dealer doesn't owe him anything. Phil has the gall to go up there and ask them, try to talk them into replacing the engine. I don't know what he told them happened to it, but somehow or another, they actually put another engine in that Kia for him at no cost to him. He was the luckiest person alive. He wouldn't do that for anybody else. I guess he gave him a sob story. And that turned out the first engine they put in, the used engine, wasn't any good right off the bat. So he had to take it back to him. They put another engine in it, an excellent engine. It was the one that was in it now that just got blown up for carelessness. You know, and I told him, I said, Phil, you better change the timing belt on this one. Yeah, bud, yeah, oh yeah, bud, I'm going to. I sure am. Yeah, oh yeah, as soon as I get the money. So anyway, so it's junk. He's on the third different engine, including the original. Not only that, he had a beautiful motorcycle. You guys may have seen it in a video. A beautiful, I don't know what kind it was. It was something I didn't quite remember the name of. It wasn't off the wall, but it was like a, I don't know, Suzuki or Yamaha or something. V-Star, that's what it was. Whoever makes V-Star. And it was one of the smaller V-Stars, you know, but it's a nice bike, really nice. And Phil, being Phil, lets everybody and anybody that's around him, they run a damn commune up there is what they do. It's a disability, redneck, out of work, no work, doesn't want to work, on drugs, commune is what the damn thing is. So basically, anybody that doesn't have a car can come to Phil's house, get a ride, and borrow a car from him and go somewhere and then bring it back. Doesn't matter if they tear it up or dent it or anything, that's all right. Or they get Phil to give them a couch to sleep on or something like that. You know, he's been told not to do this for 30 years plus. He will not stop doing any of that. So that's why I don't worry about it anymore. So anyway, so he's lets that roommate that's now in prison for doing something bad with drugs, lets him ride it somewhere, and it tore the drive shaft up, broke the drive shaft, broke the universal joint, and that's the kind of, it's all internal. You guys that know motorcycles, you know a lot more about it than I do. I don't know, but anyway, or broke the rear end. It's something back there broke in it, bad. I mean, it's a major. It had to be. So Phil took the whole thing apart, and that's what he does. You know, he takes it apart even though he has no money to fix it. He just takes it apart and then sits there and waits for a year or 2 or 3, maybe somebody come help him with it, or buy him one. That's more accurate. Buy it for Phil. You know? So that's why I hope you understand when I say that I'm done with this. I'm done with this. I'm not dragging this car to my house to fix it. He's gonna have to step up because he's a grown man and he has got to answer for his own bad judgment, I guess you could say, whatever you want to call it. But I'm not going to do it. I'll help him find one. I'll help him find a transmission if that's what he wants to do. I'll tell you what I think he's getting real close to doing. He tends to really not listen to anybody eventually, and he'll go out and buy a car somewhere. He'll go finance one. That's what he's probably real close to doing. So, hey, that's his decision. Because you guys got to understand another thing. I have preached and preached and preached and preached and preached and preached to Phil about how to manage his money. How to, you know, I'm not trying to dictate to him how to live, but, you know, trying to help him. You know, how to try to save money and try to avoid being around bad people and stuff. And he listens to none of it. None of it. None of it. None. So, I'm out. I don't, you know, I wish him the best, but I don't care anymore. I got my own stuff to tend to. Like, let me give you one classic example before I let you go. But he had the people that were down the street from him in that horrible, denuded, demilitarized zone of a trailer park up there, if it could be called that. It looks like something that ought to be bulldozed. So these people, they live down the street. They're the ones that bought that little Mazda Protege, the brown one. You know, I mean, they're okay people to meet like for 4 or 5 minutes, but, you know, they're on drugs. They deal drugs, take drugs. They don't make their kid go to school. Just, you know, so just horrible people. And so anyway, Phil was giving them basically the run of the house, so they could just come in and out of his house at will, whenever they wanted to, borrow money from him, borrow a car from him, blah, blah, you know, same old, same old, same old. So, anyway, evidently something went sour with that relationship a while back, and they're no longer in that neighborhood. They moved away somewhere, finally, had to. They got thrown out. So I asked Phil the other day when we were eating lunch, I said, hey Phil, I said, have you heard from have you seen blank and blank? And he didn't say anything. And I asked him again. I think he doesn't hear me, you know. He didn't say anything. I said, have you seen blank and blank? And he says, finally says, no. He said, they don't live there anymore. He said, they moved somewhere, living somewhere in Guntersville. I said, that's good. They're out of there. He said, he said, I'll find them. I looked at him. I said, no, Phil, no. No, you don't want to go find them. You want to be away from them. I'm thinking, why do you do that? You know? So, that's why this is a dead end, guys. So I'm about to swing in and have a good lunch here at one of my favorite places. So, I hope this kind of explains a little bit about Phil's cars, and hopefully explains a little bit more about why that I've you know, he's a friend, but I've had it up to here with him. I'm not gonna, the money train, what there is of it, is ended with him. So, again, like I said, I got to get in touch with someone about a transmission here that's contacted me on YouTube, so I appreciate that a whole lot. And so that is going to hinge on him, though, I mean, whether he wants to do that or not. If he does, then we'll proceed with it. And when I said I would deliver it to him, I actually need to say that the right way is I'll meet him somewhere and deliver it to him. I will not step foot in his neighborhood ever. It's awful. I mean, this neighborhood is so bad that, I mean, there's stuff that's like burned up, it's just left there. There's stuff's collapsed and just left there. Dogs everywhere, chickens everywhere. Plus there's drugs. I mean, it's a well-known drug place. And, you know, it's like a kind of place that I feel like that if I went in there, I would be like a 90% chance that I'd get caught up in a raid or something while I was there. So I don't go there anymore. So, all right, guys. Well, I got to eat. So thank you so much for watching. And as always, and I'll see you later.